Breaking Free, A Journey to Authenticity. Jacob Wilkins was a model citizen, a doting son, a loyal friend, and an ever-pleasant office worker. He was the epitome of what society deemed nice. He believed that kindness and consideration were the keys to a fulfilling life, and he lived by that creed. Yet as the years rolled by, the weight of this niceness began to smother him, transforming his life into a dull script he no longer recognized. Jacob had always strived to please others. In high school, he was the go-to guy for homework help, never once thinking to refuse his classmates who would drop by late at night, expecting favors. In college, he filled the role of the friend who organized study groups, all while sacrificing his own grades and passions. At work, Jacob bent over backward to accommodate everyone else's preferences, earning accolades for his work ethic, but never quite receiving the promotion he secretly yearned for. His life revolved around a single belief. If he was nice enough, everything would fall into place. But it didn't. Partway through his 30s, Jacob found himself sitting alone in his small apartment, staring at the flickering screen of his laptop, which displayed a set of online therapy sessions he had signed up for on a whim. He had never considered himself the sort of person who needed help, but an unsettling feeling had been forming in his gut for months, intensifying with every passing day. It was an ache, a longing for fulfillment and authenticity. That evening he signed into the session, greeted by a warm, inviting face. The therapist's question was straightforward, yet profound. "What do you want?" Jacob blinked, his mind racing. I want to be happy," he stammered. "I want to make good connections. I want to be accepted." "Have you ever thought about what you need?" The therapist probed gently. Jacob paused, overwhelmed by the question. What did he need? He had spent so long focusing on everyone else's needs that he could hardly remember his own. As he left that session, a seed of doubt germinated in his mind. Maybe there was more to life than being the agreeable guy everyone relied on. Days turned into weeks as Jacob started examining his life. He began noticing the threads that wove his behavior. Conversations often left him feeling drained. His opinions were soft and malleable, never quite as solid as those of others. Gradually, he began to disentangle himself from the expectations around him. He started asserting himself, initially in small ways, declining invitations politely, expressing his own likes and dislikes, and pushing back against those who continually took advantage of his kindness. As he experimented with this newfound assertiveness, Jacob quickly discovered something extraordinary. People responded. Friends who previously took his niceness for granted began to respect him more. Those who were accustomed to getting their way with him learned to adapt or risk losing him altogether. The more he respected himself, the more others did too. One Saturday morning, Jacob found himself wandering through a local art fair. He was drawn to a canvas splashed with vivid colors. The piece had an intensity that resonated with his heart. Struck by a sudden impulse, he bought it, an act of spontaneity that felt foreign, yet exhilarating. With every stroke of brave decision-making, he felt a weight lifting, revealing layers of passion he had long denied. But doubt lingered. The fear of not being liked, of being rejected, clawed at him like a persistent shadow. It whispered things like, "What if they don't accept you?" and "Nice guys finish last." However, each time he pushed through these fears, he sensed a glimmer of truth emerging from the chaos. Then one day, Jacob received an invitation to a social gathering at the office, a barbecue, one he might have eagerly offered to help prepare in the past. Instead, he wrestled with the idea of attending. Would it be okay to say no? As he mulled it over, he recalled how many times he turned up merely to please others, feeling empty as he laughed along while hiding his discomfort. In that moment, Jacob resolved to take a leap of faith. He genuinely didn't want to go, and for the first time, he allowed himself to say so. Trusting his instincts, Jacob sent an email to his boss, thanking him for the invite, but letting him know he wouldn't be able to attend. The world didn't end. No angry emails followed. Instead, his colleagues responded with a sense of understanding, a mutual respect rooted in authentic interaction. The feeling of liberation was intoxicating. As weeks bled into months, Jacob's life began to reshape. He delved into hobbies he once abandoned, painting and cooking, and found joy in creating for himself rather than for others. Friendships blossomed that were rooted in mutual support and reciprocity, rather than a one-sided kindness that left him feeling like a martyr. He also took chances in his professional life. Jacob began to speak up in meetings, sharing his insights without the old habit of downplaying his thoughts out of fear of dissent. His colleagues started to notice a change in him, not just as the nice guy, but as a confident contributor to discussions. His boss recognized the shift when Jacob proposed an innovative project, both of them surprised when it was met with enthusiasm. One evening, basking in the glow of a beautiful sunset while painting on his balcony, Jacob reflected on how far he had come. He felt alive, grounded, and most importantly, genuine. Every challenge had been an opportunity to confront his fears, an invitation to step into the life he had yearned for, but never believed he deserved. With each brushstroke, he was learning more about himself, who he truly was, and who he wanted to be. The fears that once controlled him were gradually replaced by hope and courage. Yet he knew that the transformation wasn't complete. He had to confront the deeper issues that lingered from years of suppressing his true self. After more introspection, Jacob decided to take the bold step of reconnecting with those who had meant the most to him over the years. Memories flooded back. Old friends, high school crushes, even family members he'd grown distant from. He felt a stirring in his heart, the desire to rebuild connections that had become frayed. He reached out to Mara, a college friend who had always seen the real Jacob behind the polite mask. When he invited her over for coffee, nervousness churned inside him, but he pushed through. As they sat across from each other, memories spilled out between them, laughter mingling with heartfelt conversations about life's ups and downs. "You seem different," Mara remarked, her eyes sparkling with curiosity. "Yeah, I've been working on being more myself," Jacob replied. Mara smiled knowingly. "You know, it's okay to show that side of you. We all love you just for being you, not just the nice version." Jacob felt a deep warmth wash over him. He had spent so long curating a facade that he had almost forgotten the beauty of vulnerability and the strength that comes from it. With every conversation, he was finding pieces of himself he had long buried. As time passed, he transformed his evenings into mini-retrieval missions of who he was and what he loved. He started hosting game nights with friends where laughter and authenticity reigned. He began hiking on weekends, immersing himself in nature, feeling every step reinforce his presence in the moment. Yet, the shadows of self-doubt still occasionally trailed him. What if he disappointed those closest to him? What if they couldn't accept this new Jacob? Those fears crept in uninvited, whispering their sinister claims in quiet moments. In a particularly low moment, Jacob sought solace in meditation. Sitting cross-legged on his living room floor, he closed his eyes and focused on his breath. It was there, in that quiet space, that he confronted a long-forgotten truth. Vulnerability is not a weakness, it is strength. Each breath he took connected him deeper to his essence, an unfiltered representation of who he was. He had learned to embrace discomfort as a catalyst for growth. Whenever those nagging fears resurfaced, he took a moment to acknowledge them rather than run from them. "I see you," he would say internally. "You're part of my journey, but you don't define it." This breakthrough changed everything. Jacob realized he no longer needed to apologize for being himself, nor did he need external validation to feel worthy. With this understanding, he set intentions for every goal he pursued, be it professionally or personally. Each month came with new challenges, new commitments to himself, like signing up for a pottery class or volunteering at a local charity where he could invest in causes that aligned with his values. One day, while teaching some children at the charity about art, Jacob couldn't help but feel the rush of joy as he watched their faces light up. In that space, surrounded by laughter and creativity, he truly felt present, accepting imperfections and celebrating imperfect attempts. He realized that connection is built not just on labels, but on moments, shared experiences that weave people together through those little quirks that make life unique. As he continued to engage in his new life, Jacob found love unexpectedly. It was at a local bookstore where he often spent his weekends browsing through the aisles. A woman named Lila caught his attention, her laughter ringing through the air as she discussed a novel with a friend. Jacob felt an palpable pull, but wrestled with insecurities creeping in. What if she wouldn't like the real him? Yet he found the courage to strike up a conversation that turned into banter, filled with wit and charm. Lila saw through the friendly niceness into the heart of Jacob. As they shared stories over coffee, he felt as though layers were peeling away, revealing the man he had fought to become. Over time, Lila became a partner in his journey, an ally, someone who inspired him to keep venturing forward. She appreciated his authenticity and encouraged him when he faltered. They shared adventures, diving into spontaneous road trips and late-night discussions about life and dreams, each moment pushing Jacob to embrace his genuine self. But Jacob understood the importance of balancing relationships. He didn't want to attach his happiness solely to Lila. He recognized that he needed to cultivate his independence and joy from within. Echoing those principles he had embraced, he found himself setting aside solo time to reflect, paint, and simply be. With every month that passed, Jacob felt stronger, more grounded. He embraced challenges not as burdens, but as opportunities to evaluate where he was on his journey. On a night that felt especially serene, Jacob started journaling about what he had learned. "You are more than your past, more than niceness. You are a blend of contradictions, strengths, and vulnerabilities that create the beautiful tapestry of your identity." He felt like he was emerging from a chrysalis stronger and freer than ever before. But amid this newfound strength, Jacob realized that growth doesn't end. It is a lifelong process that requires ongoing commitment to self-discovery. One evening, after a long day at work, Jacob attended a seminar about personal development. The speaker, a charismatic woman named Clara, spoke with candor about the courage to confront oneself. "You are your own worst critic," she said passionately. "Celebrate every step you take. Every misstep is a lesson, and every achievement is a victory. Don't wait for permission to be yourself." Clara's words resonated deeply. Jacob felt a stirring affirmation inside of him. This was exactly what he needed to hear. After the event, he approached her, eager to share how her speech impacted him. Their conversation evolved from exchanging pleasantries to discussing principles of personal integrity, the essence of leadership, and the value of community. Inspired by her vision, Jacob asked if she would mentor him. Clara agreed, and they began meeting regularly to discuss ways to foster growth and authenticity. Under her guidance, Jacob embarked on a journey of not just self-exploration, but also contributing positively to his environment. Clara pushed him to take risks, voice his ideas, and navigate the complexities of leadership in his career. Months turned into a year, and as Jacob stood in his apartment one evening, he felt a sense of pride welled within him. He had faced fears, shattered past beliefs, and rebuilt his life block by block, each focus on authenticity, layering purpose upon purpose. As winter gave way to spring, Jacob decided it was time to throw a gathering, an event that paid homage to the friends and mentors who had supported him on this journey of transformation. He prepared not just food and drinks, but a space filled with laughter and connection. Inviting both old friends and new acquaintances alike demonstrated the community of authenticity he had fostered over the months. The evening came alive with shared stories, heartfelt connections, and mutual respect permeating the gathering. Jacob felt an overwhelming sense of belonging, knowing he had designed this celebration of authenticity himself. Underneath string lights that flickered softly, he found himself in a circle with Lila, Mara, and Clara. "Tonight we celebrate connection," he announced, voice steady yet emotional. "Each of you has played a part in helping me uncover my authentic self. I once believed that being nice was enough, but I now know that being real is what truly matters. Thank you for inspiring me to be my unapologetic self." Cheers erupted, but the real applause was in the connections forged that night. The respect, love, and encouragement exchanged resonated more than any accolades Jacob had once yearned to receive. As the night wore on and laughter echoed into the evening, Jacob couldn't help but reflect on his path. He understood the journey ahead was still ripe with possibilities, new challenges to embrace, new layers of authenticity to discover, but he felt equipped, grounded in a truth he had finally claimed for himself. That night, as the final guests departed and quiet fell over his apartment, Jacob felt an ocean of gratitude. He understood that freedom and joy lay not in pleasing everyone around him, but in embracing authenticity, both the light and the shadows within him, trusting in the unfolding journey of self-discovery. From this place of understanding, he knew it was time to step into the next chapter of his life, a chapter filled with promise, adventure, and vibrant authenticity. It was a new beginning, not just for him, but for anyone who dared to change their narrative. And it all began with one small but mighty decision: to be unapologetically, beautifully, and unapologetically human. In the glow of that realization, Jacob made a vow. The journey did not end here. He would keep pursuing growth, fostering connections, and encouraging others to do the same. He would spread the message that while kindness and compassion were essential, they should never come at the cost of one's authentic self. The world was waiting, he realized, and it was time for him to step boldly into the light, a full embrace of the life he had chosen to live, a life worthy of love, love for himself, and love shared with others. The ripples of change had begun, and now, with the ground beneath him solid, it was time to rise, and rise he would. This was just the beginning.